Good day, everybody, and welcome to EURAXESS ASEAN. Right now, we are so excited because we have a special guest coming from Bosnia and Herzegovina. And I'd like to turn you over to my colleague, Susan Ranzovas, who will introduce this wonderful person who we will be chatting with today. Susan?
Thanks so much, Jenny, and also hi from me. And we are, in fact, zooming ourselves over today to Bosnia and Herzegovina. And the person we're speaking to today is based at the University of Sarajevo, and it is Jovana Amovic. Jovana, hi, nice to meet you. Thanks so much for joining us. Now, we would like to know a little bit more about yourself first.
So hello, I'm really pleased to be here today to speak with you. I will have to correct you a little bit. It is East Sarajevo, just to avoid confusion. We have two universities, neighbor universities, University of Sarajevo and University of East Sarajevo. I personally am from the University of East Sarajevo, where I'm working as the science and research coordinator at the university.
Yes, thank you so much, Giovanna. So I've met you only last year during the Erasmus International Conference, and you've told me a little bit about living in Bosnia and Herzegovina. And I'm sure those who are watching us or listening to us right now would love to hear more. So tell us about living in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Some interesting things that you feel people would be mesmerized and would be attracted to come visit.
Yeah, actually, I probably believe that people, at least from Europe, who hear about Bosnia and Herzegovina, first thing is like, how is it going there? Because we had a civil war during 90s and everything. But I believe that we turned that into our strength. It is such a beautiful thing that we have on such a small space, a variety of cultures, different religions, different nationalities, and that actually we found a way to work together, and now it is really a beautiful thing. When you walk through our capital city, Sarajevo, you can see mosque, you can see Catholic Church, Orthodox Church, like everything is just in the small space, and like it is such a beautiful thing and really characteristic for Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Yeah, I think that's it, because I remember, without saying my age, some decades ago, we were talking about still, Yugoslavia at that time. And right now, what you have done with the diversity of people and also with the richness of history is also something that a lot of, new countries can also learn from. And definitely there is this mystery for us in the region when it comes to Bosnia and Herzegovina. But don't you think so, Susan?
Well, absolutely. In fact, I do remember wonderful summer holidays in Sarajevo. I was there as a kid, and it is a beautiful place. I do remember distinctly eating fresh figs, fresh from the tree. It was so hot. You couldn't walk barefoot. I remember the sparkling blue sea. It was absolutely beautiful. Eating bread and fish in the market and eating all these fresh vegetables and fruits. It was wonderful. I have very fond memories of holidays there. Now, maybe,
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I'd love to come back. And, I think a lot of people listening would love to come back. Maybe you can tell us a little bit, you're talking about diversity, bringing different cultures together in this new country that you are, a young nation. How is it reflected in the research landscape? What is Bosnia-Herzegovina particularly good at? What kind of research fields are covered? Maybe also at your university.
Well, definitely, because such a diversity, history and religion sciences are really like something that is hot topic here, because you have such a great research potential. At our university, we really put focus to medicine, recently we are working on the opening our infrastructure to be of the open character. of last year, we adopted a policy for open research infrastructure. So we are now making an online base for all our research potential, which will be available to potential researchers from all around the world. But mostly we are working, the best research potential is at our Faculty of Medicine, which is in the city of Foča within our university, and something that we are proud of.
Medicine would be great. There are a
Yeah,
lot.
we talked about it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And especially with where we are right now in the world and what we are experiencing collectively, as a
Yeah.
global community. So I'm sure, we need more doctors, we need more health personnel, and definitely we need more research in medicine and also the related disciplines as well, so that we can maybe bounce back better and stronger, after this pandemic, which is still going on.
Definitely. We have a nursing also, which is a really popular and really strong program, research program. But the situation in Europe, like really bad, the political situation in the country causes people to go. So we have like problem where we school our people and they go to the Europe, but that is also the sign that is really good program, that we have really quality people that finish the nursing at our faculty.
Yeah, so that would be great for nurses and doctors and other health personnel who want to strengthen, their experience and also their knowledge. Definitely, please consider Bosnia and Herzegovina. But Giovanna, can you tell us a bit more, in particular, about the international collaborations or the research networks that your university has been a part of, and also the country? How does it look like? I mean, I met you during the Erasmus Plus international conference, so maybe you can talk a little bit about that, please.
Well, for Bosnia and Herzegovina as partner countries, it is always interesting to be a part of Horizon and the Erasmus Plus programs. So that is basically, I think, focus not just for the University of East Sarajevo, but for the other bigger universities in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Horizon is a little bit challenging for us regarding our capacities, and because it is a really complex program, but Erasmus Plus is something that we are working for past several years. We are really good in exchange programs, but also in capacity building programs. And that is actually what we are working most on, and the program of the European Union, which are using the most. So we have a lot of mobility programs through the Erasmus Plus, and we are open for any research field, scientific field, which we have. Like we have 17 faculties and academies from different scientific fields. So the space for cooperation is really wide.
Well, thank you so much. I think a lot of audience members will now have, widened their ears, because I think the Erasmus Plus program is particularly interesting when you talk about capacity building. There's a lot of interest here from researchers and research institutions in the region to partner with Europeans. Another project that is very popular is, of course, the Marie Curie postdoctoral fellowship. And we always, Jenny and I, get a lot of questions, how can I find a host institution? I'm sure that Bosnia-Herzegovina, not just your institution, but others as well, are looking for potential applicants. Now, if someone is interested now, what would be your advice? How can they reach out to a potential host institution in your country? What should they do, and where could they find information?
Definitely through the EURAXESS platform, they can get a contact point from the different universities. Sadly, at our university, we don't have any programs Marie Curie, because we are working on that currently to have it. But for the other universities, I believe University of Sarajevo do have several programs, and definitely I think they can contact them through the EURAXESS platform and contact point.
Living in Bosnia and Herzegovina, maybe where you are, Giovanna, and maybe just give us a picture of what a day would be like. If I were, to go to the University of East Sarajevo and be a researcher there, how would be a typical day be like? Like I wake up, let's say, at what time and what will I do? And just run us through, a day
One,
in the life of a
one,
researcher.
yeah, one great advantage is that like in here is everything is so close, like basically on the walking distance. We do have accommodations and everything for the researchers pretty close to our university, to faculties, depending on the research field and like town where they will be placed. But it is so close. In every town, everything is so close. Accommodation is really close to the faculty and to research facilities. So that is basically, you will not spend too much time on the commuting. After the working day, you have like here, everything is so close. You have the opportunity to go to the Olympic Mountain to ski, but also, I'm sorry, I have a colleague.
Hi, colleagues. We are EURAXESS Asia.
Hello.
You had the opportunity to glance to see the head of the my research department.
Cool. We will
Right
keep that
now.
in. It's so nice.
Yeah. But also, as I said, in the free time, you have the opportunity to go really close to the Olympic Mountain, also to the seaside, also to the historical sea sighting in the Sarajevo and East Sarajevo. Like, it is really something you will never be bored. In this Sarajevo, you will never be bored, trust me.
So I believe that. Can I ask you, if someone wants to do maybe a PhD in Bosnia Herzegovina, is it an opportunity to do this in English?
Yes, it is depending on if the study program do offer English version. Several do, and several scientific field do have an English language. So that is just a thing. If there is an English study program in English, you can do a PhD at our university.
And do you have a lot of international students in Bosnia Herzegovina?
That is actually what was the challenge, because lack of study programs in English, there was not much incoming students. We now have at the Faculty of Medicine offering the study programs in English. So the number, actually, situation with COVID and everything, 2020 was disaster, like almost a zero. But we do have a higher number of outgoing students than incoming. But the number of incoming students is also increasing. Depending on the number of study programs in English, we offer that year.
Okay, so Giovanna, if I were to meet someone who is very interested in doing research work, or maybe even like scholarly work, maybe do an Erasmus Plus exchange with you, or maybe even finding a way to collaborate with your institution, how would we get in touch with you or with your colleagues? What would be the best way?
The best way will be over our website or EURAXESS platform. So you have our contact in English language at the ues.ers.ba. So that is our website, and in English language you have like international cooperation, science and research contacts, and you can see me and all of my colleagues. But also through the EURAXESS platform, in the contact points for our university, you can find my email, and please be free to contact me. I will be glad to help you as much as I can.
Thank you so much. Should I perhaps share finally my screen, and then everybody can see? Here is the specific website of EURAXESS Bosnia and Herzegovina. So as we heard from Giovanna, here you'll find information specific to this beautiful country, jobs and funding opportunities, where you can find assistance, information about living in the country, the specific EURAXESS network, the news and events, and of course the contact details. So up here you can see this is the website details. So you should not hesitate any longer and contact them.
Of course.
Well, thank you so much, Giovanna.
Thank you very much for having me. It was really my pleasure.
Yeah. So before we go, I always ask this, like with people that we interview, because I think it's interesting. It shows, how unique also languages are. If you were to think of a word in your language, that best describes Bosnia and Herzegovina, what would it be and why?
It is the word srdačan. There is, yeah, I will have to explain that word. Like it has a wide meaning, like heartwarming and welcoming.
Great. And Suzanne, there's a last question. I think this would be nice to end with.
Well, thank you so much. That's a beautiful word. Now, as a final question, what would be your message to any researchers who have listened to this and they're interested in spending some time of their research career in Bosnia and Herzegovina?
Well, my message is like to come first of all in Bosnia and Herzegovina without any prejudice. Like Bosnia and Herzegovina is a really welcoming place, and we are the country that is looking forward to the European integration and working hard at it, and really within the European, trying to be within European values. So for any researchers, like you are really welcome here, and believe me, besides like really good research capacities, you are going to have a really good time in Bosnia and Herzegovina, trust me, and try to up.
That sounds excellent. Thank you so much. I think we're all inspired now.
We are indeed. We're all going, aren't we?
Absolutely. I'm packing my bags.